Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from the Co-Architect Collaboration. Me as the architect team leader, Abdul Razak, Haidarullah as the architect, Rafida as the architect, and Brian as an architect. So the project is the rental office project. That budget available is about 10 million rupiah. It's located in Jakarta Selatan in Jalan Mas Utama. So by understanding the TOR, we design three types of rental office: large, medium, and small office. And also we take it as a mixed use with single tenancy floor and multi-tenancy floor, and also with the open plan to provide more flexible space of rental office. So the background issue of the site is actually the site before is as housing site, and they will have a new planning widening the office area. So the background issue is actually the site itself is actually housing zone, and it will be converted into office zone. So we trying to learn about what kind of green building office can be achieved. One is you can use it by providing air circulation in the building, and also to maximize the natural lighting to have more or less energy use in the building. And the other lesson learned that we trying to find how to segment the unit office. So actually by segmenting the unit office by kind of the box, and also if we try to connecting it with the landscape, it also can be have connectivity with the city, and also how to achieve working environment. So we present Google's headquarters in California. So one of them is like how we can achieve the flexible space. That's one it about to open the space to connect with the landscape. So from the sites, we have the problem about the site zoning gap. That one is residential zone and office zone, and the other is about the demand that we take from the TOR. One is rental office, and one is the one to achieve the green office. And from that, we concluded as the three zone. One is the environment A, which is residential environment, and environment B as the rental office unit, and to support this environment, we take energy efficiency as also as energy efficiency. One is by maximize natural light and maximize air circulation. So how to combine these three environment? We take the inspiration from the geometric arrangement, that is intersection. How by this method we can uniting two or more different objects by crashing into each other. So by crashing each other zone, we have vision to have collaborative environment. One is for the rental office, it is expected that the office design with this principle can build relationship. And in the residential environment, it hope that the new office will provide new public space for residential, and to create a nice atmosphere, we combine it with lighting and temperature control for energy efficiency. The site itself is actually have commuter line station around them. There's Tanjung Barat commuter line station, and also the bus stop. So by that, we're trying to connecting the sites, and then how we can achieve this collaborative environment with intersection idea. One is by intersecting the office unit with the amenities. Amenities is about like working space, cafeterias, and also lobby, waiting room, gym center, and childcare. And then we have target in each unit can be immersed together. And then the two is to cut and pull the mesh. It is hoped by we stack differentiation of the mesh by pulling more bigger at the above, and we cut it in the below to be free as the public space. And then by stack have different stack of mesh, we can provide horizontal shading to protect the building. Three is about to intersect the ventilation. So we take four different direction to have cross ventilation system by controllable ventilation device, and four is by intersect with surrounding, to have an atrium which is have bridge of observation, play with stairs, commercial star, and we take the public park as one element to continue the landscape. So the landscape and building on the side can be emerged, and we catch the pedestrian that come from the commuter line, and also the bus from the bus station, and also to have vehicle circulation connectivity with the main road. So the landscape and ground floor, it will be the first part to how to combine rental office and the surrounding environment with the residential. So we continue the landscape by using the vines type of plant, and also we continue it with foxtail palm, which is already exists. And by this idea to using ground floor as public area, we focusing parking area in the below. So the basement parking lot, we can have about 2,000 meter square. So this is the experience that from the ground floor. So one is from the drop off, and the other is when you come from the landscape. So also in the landscape, there is commercial stall where people can have eating, chit chat together between office and residents. So the typical floor, we more focusing on the rental office area, which is unit A, unit B, and unit C. Unit A as the medium unit, unit B as also as medium unit, and unit C as the small unit. So by open layout concept, we can maximize spreading of sunlight and flexibility of space. And by combining the unit A and unit C or unit B, we can have large unit, which is unit A2 or unit B2 rental office. So this is from the atrium, so you can see all of the unit of the office. So you can see clearly from the entrance which one you want, which one is your office, and also for the guests, they can knows which office they wants to come. And then we connecting the rental office also with amenities, which is also as public area where people can from between office and residential area can come. This is from the ground floor and the public amenities. So there's a like connectivity between each other. And the highest part of the building will be used as the co-working area. So in the ninth floor, it will be used as the first floor as, of the rental office area, and the last floor will be used as the co-working space area, which is more have view into the surrounding city and to provide more calming environment. So this is so to have the connectivity between ground floor and upper floor, we provide the meeting pot and also connecting with cafeteria. So between the public and the rental office people, we can gather together. So the total area is about 16,000 meters square, and profit of the rental office area is about 7,000 meters square. So the green strategy for energy efficiency, one is by have natural environment, which is maximizing natural lighting and maximizing air circulation. And the artificial environment will be the spread point efficiency of artificial lighting and protection of heavy AC system from solar heat gain. So by maximizing these two things is expected to not only reduce energy use, but also have an impact on user in active building for a full day by regulating air circulation and the sunlight. So we using curtain wall as the exterior wall to allow light fully come into the building.
And for the curtain wall, this is the system that we are using in our curtain wall. The system is unitized system. So the system using the anchor bolt to connect the system to the concrete slab, and then you insert the curtain wall here, and for the glass we're using the Stocksol 8mm thickness because we want to still have the private at the inside, and but the people inside still can see the outside.
So we innovate the facade to maximizing natural lighting, but also have protection from solar radiation by having a horizontal solar shading, which is parallel with the plafond height. So to have not direct sunlight, but to have a reflection of the skylight. And we analyze how building respond with the radiation by parametric solar radiation. So we can have in here, you can see we have reduced the solar radiation in the building. And for the temperature control, to support it, we have kinetic ventilation facade to cooling the and to provide air circulation in open public space, and also the air conditioner in office unit space. So the kinetic ventilation facade is moved by control system, which is can be tracked by electric wire rope, and also the manually which hand wedge if there is needed. We using a perforated plate to reduce the pressure load of the environment, so the air that comes into the building will be more stable.
As for the HVAC, we use the VRV system, which is placed as like this. So the area between the cassette is about 7 meter. So each unit has about 7 to 7 meter square. So it is highly efficient. It is has a huge heat recovery, and as can be seen from the section of area coverage, it's much more or less the 7 meter according to the depth of the floor itself, because the variation that we have.
So by have this facade innovation, we can provide the ambience with the light and air circulation. It support the rental office building.
So for the stair is one of the important part of this building. We're using the steel as a main structure of the stair, and we're covering the railing with a wood panel. This is how the stair system using the bolt joinery connecting the structure and the wood panel.
As for flooring goes, we tend to create an identity and the atmosphere of the space itself by dividing the arrangement of the flooring. So as can be seen, the public area has two kinds of identity. The first one is grass block for the corridor on the ground floor, while the vinyl wooden texture is much more or less spread around the cafeteria and the corridor on the upper floor. So the flooring has probably the same as the ceiling. It has the similarity which create the identity of the building itself. While the rental office has granite tile, which has clean image, and the supporting features such as toilet has 30 by 30 ceramic, which is little and not very noticeable if it gets dirty.
So to support all of in this building, we using framework system with reinforced concrete materials to reduce the maintenance, and in the edging process, it can create the nice texture to connect with the landscape. So also by putting the core in the middle, we can support the utility system in the building to spread evenly to various sides of the building.
And for the vertical transportation of this building, we want this building is accessible for everyone, which the older or the disabled. So we're using the we're having the passenger lift from Larsen and the freight lift from Konai. This is the specification. It can occupy 1,150 kilograms for the passenger lift and 3,000 kilograms for the freight lift. Each floor has one freight lift and 4 elevator that located in the core. And for the disabled toilet, the minimum size of the disabled toilet is 1.7 and 1.8 meters. So we're having the length is 1.7 and width is 2.5. The disabled toilet is located in the core and each floor has one toilet. And we're having the railing at each side, the right and the left of the toilet, so it can be easier for the person. And this is the system for the fire. So the smoke will go to the up and spread in this area. And this is the stairwell fan to allow the fresh air to enter this emergency stair. You can enter the emergency stair from this part. This is the smoke detector, and you can enter next to the emergency stair and to the outside of the building.
So as the fire protection system goes, the first one is the sprinkler system. So the sprinkler has two radius. The first one is the 6 meter and the second one is the 4 meter. So it is arranged in a way that the sprinkler range is very effective. So it can cover as much as the building coverage. The second one is the hydrant placement. It is placed on the core. So it is utilizing the shaft system. The third one is the extinguisher. So each tenant has its own extinguisher and the range between them is about 20 meters. And the last is the emergency stair. So both of the core has its own emergency stair for the easy access. So as can be seen from the section, the sprinkler coverage is pretty much spread. So from the edge of the building, all of it can be covered by the sprinkler. As the CCTV, we only cover the public space and it has about 90-degree angle. So there is not very much installed because we appreciate the privateness of the rental office. So it's up to them for the installation, while the public is covered by this CCTV system. As can be seen as the perspective, it is located on the public such as the corridor and then the main access.
For the building clean water system itself, we have downfeed system, where the system is the water from the source or the PDAM in the groundwater tank is pumped to the roof water tank to be stored in the rooftop. So from the rooftop, the water goes down in each floor that located in every south in the floor area. So with this system, we hope that the building is not run of water if the condition groundwater tank is empty. And rainwater system harvesting. So from the rooftop, we harvest the rainwater to store in the rainwater tank. And the rainwater itself, the function is to flush the toilet and also watering the plants. So we hope by this rainwater harvesting, we can save and reduce the water consumption of this building. And the location of the groundwater tank and the rainwater tank is on the basement, and it goes to the core of the building. Both of the core of the building have access to this rainwater and groundwater. For the greywater system in this building, we collect the waste from each floor in the plumbing shaft, and we separated the pipe into two types. The first one is a liquid waste and also the solid waste. From this pipe, we collect in shaft, and also it goes to the basement area that we stored in STP or sewerage treatment plant before it goes to the infiltration well in this building. And after that, we can store it in the region infiltration area to be collected. So we manage the waste itself before we transfer it to the region infiltration area to make sure that the waste building produce is not harmful. For the electrical system in this building, the main power is from the PLN. The room itself is located in the basement, from the power source or the PLN, it goes to the main distribution panel and distribute to the each floor by the sub distribution panel. So basically we can control each electrical in each floor. And for the emergency situation, we also have a genset or generator set that connected also in the main distribution panel to cover when the building have a blackout of the electricity. The main power is from PLN and we have genset for the emergency. Not only that, to reduce the amount of the electricity that this building use, we have some additional system that is the solar panel located in the rooftop in this building. So the solar panel itself is faced to the certain sunlight area that it can absorb the light of the sun and convert it to the electricity. From the solar panel, the energy is stored in the battery, and from this battery, we can distribute the electricity in the sub-distribution panel to reduce the consumption of the electricity itself.
So the total cost of the buildings almost reached 7 million rupiah. So it's below the maximum cost that's available. So that's all of our presentation. Thank you for your attention. Will be animation video. Please enjoy it. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.